What is Trump's plan? Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., goes on the record from the set of Sean's big town hall tonight. Nice to see you.
How you doing, Greta? Good to be with you.
Good to have you. Okay, so give me a preview. When Donald Trump first declared that he was going to be a candidate for president, he told us about the wall. He told us about the fact that he's going to keep people out of the country, Muslims out of the country. Things now seem to have changed a bit. So I must admit, I'm a little confused. What is his immigration policy?
Really, Greta, I don't think anything's changed a bit. I think things have been pretty much the same. Obviously, the media, maybe they're bored because they don't get enough entertainment from Hillary because she's been in hiding for 280-something days. But, ultimately his plan's basically the same. What he wants to do is make sure that Americans get taken care of first, that we put Americans to work rather than letting everyone else come in here. He wants to take care of Americans, and that's been his plan from day one. That's been his plan consistently. He wants to make sure that those people are taken care of. He's not anti-immigrant. My mother's an immigrant. His mother's an immigrant. He understands that, but he also understands the rule of law. He realizes that people have to follow laws like they did to get into this country, and that's how it should be done.
Does that mean that mass deportation of the estimated 11 to 12, 15 million illegal is off the table?
Does it mean it's off the table? I don't know. I don't know the exact details of it, in terms of that. But he's going to always do something humanely. He's a good guy. He's a caring guy. But in the end, he has to care about Americans first. That's the job of the president. And when I look at the administration currently, and when I look at who we're running against, I feel most of the time that they're more concerned about taking care of people from other parts of the world, people from countries that hate our guts, people that would love to wipe us off the face of the earth. They're more worried about their feelings than they are Americans. We're here to put Americans back to work. We're here to build up Americans, to take care of all Americans of all ethnicities, all backgrounds, and make sure that in their country they take precedent. And I think that's pretty common. That's just common sense, Greta.
Right around the corner are these debates, and I'm curious whether or not Donald has begun to focus on these debates, whether he's preparing for them, reading material. Has he started to look at the debates?
He certainly has. I mean, he's looking at that. He's thinking about it, but he's living that day to day. I mean, he's hearing what the American people have to say. I've been saying it for a long time, Greta. He's giving them a voice again. Our politicians have largely forgotten the American people. They're catering to their special interests. They're catering to the people, foreign and domestic, giving, millions and hundreds of millions of dollars to their various foundations. That's not what my father's about. My father's about hearing the American worker, the hardworking people who made this country great, who built this incredible nation. He's about making sure that they have a voice again. And so he's hearing from them on a daily basis as he travels the country, and that's his debate prep.
Often here on the record, I talk about LBJ's war on poverty that he declared in 1965 and which has been a dreadful failure. We have lost that war on poverty. He spoke the other night to African Americans who live in many of these inner city areas that are very poor. What would he do differently for these inner cities to try to win this war on poverty that we have so far lost dreadfully?
Well, listen, again, the Democrats certainly have a stronghold, on those cities. But if you look at their policies, as you said, starting from LBJ, it's been a total disaster. I mean, it's created a vicious cycle that has kept people in poverty, that has kept people away from jobs, that has kept people. First of all, I think he'd create law and order. I mean, he's been a vocal advocate for that. You have to have law and order. You can't have cities and towns that are run by gangs and thugs and people who are afraid to ultimately prosecute them. I think you need law and order. Then you have to focus on education, making sure that those people get the same chances of a good education. Not an education system that's ruled from D.C. that can't understand the inner workings of those cities that have never even been in the inner cities. You have to give people an education so that they can get out of that cycle. It's not an easy task, but it's something that he's going to do. And I think he's frankly said it best. Look at the policies that the Democrats have given them. Look at where you are today if you live in those communities. You're no better off than you were 2 decades ago, let alone 8 years ago. And candidly, you're probably worse off in most cases. So it's about making sure that those people have an opportunity, the same opportunity that you and I want for our kids and grandkids. We want to make sure that those people get that same chance.
Thank you very much for joining us. And a note to the viewers, one more time, do not miss the Sean Hannity Town Hall tonight at 10 p.m. with Donald Trump, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Fox News Channel.